Blaze. I'm here with Josh at GPTJosh/0xKing Capital on YouTube, and we're going to go over some new projects launching on Sui today. I'm Dan, Full Value Dan, and Josh, can we get a quick intro for yourself, please?
Yes, 100%. Thank you to everyone who is watching over on King Capital. Really excited to get back in the game. I'm here with Full Value Dan, of course, needs no introduction. And we're going to be going over some of the best new potential projects launching on one of my favorite blockchains, Sui. So let's get right into it. Be sure you subscribe to King Capital for more alpha and for more amazing guests like Dan. And I can't wait to get into this one. Let's get it.
Awesome. And if you happen to be on TikTok, we're streaming here. It's one-sided. I have to have a throwaway stream just to get access to OBS and have all the computer stuff. So it's going to be very weird if you're watching from one side of this. So yeah, Sui Overflow, they had their hackathon. It lasted a couple months, and we see some brand new projects launching from this. So it's kind of a, pre-curated list of projects that will launch on Sui because they ranked and they did better than other projects. So we want to be early, see what the use case is, see what potential opportunity there is for us.
And I love what you just said. It's a good opportunity to be early. Now, some offer for you over there at home. When you see hackathons, these are brand new projects, a lot of them from the ground up, scrappy, brand new teams that are trying to drop some, innovative projects and some good crypto tech. So it's a great way to discover early bangers and see things that you can potentially place your bets early on. So that actually reminds me, Dan and I was over at Token 2049 Dubai, and then we went to Sui Base Camp where we actually got to vote live on brand new projects on Sui, right? So that gave me an idea, like, oh, don't sleep on hackathons. Some of the most amazing projects came from hackathons. Optimism, even if I'm not mistaken, was a hackathon project. So that goes to show the opportunity there when you're looking at these brand new launches, especially from official hackathons. It's not some shady random shadow dev out there and that has hype and then rugs, right? These are real teams building, and the protocol and the foundation themselves is showcasing what they've made. So just some background context there.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't even know Optimism launched that way. And that it became one of the biggest blockchains out there. If you know Optimism, you know Base, Coinbase, they launched using Optimism's technology. Their main competitor is Arbitrum, which recently is launching Robinhood Chain. So I heard there was like a bid for that, and Robinhood decided to go with Arbitrum. So yeah, lots of opportunities. You have to watch these smaller events to find out what's going to be big in the future. So yeah, let's get into it. DeFi, the projects in the DeFi track tackled yield optimization, collateralized assets, and DeFi composability, pushing the boundaries of programmable finance on Sui. So in first place, we have Magma Finance. Magma's programmable yield abstraction layer unifies staking, lending, and LP strategies into modular vaults with AI-powered rebalancing and personalized routing for capital efficiency on Sui. That's a lot of stuff. What do you think that means, Josh?
Well, yes. So basically, DeFi functions, they make it easier for you to have these vaults, and it's AI powered rebalancing, personalized routing, as it says, capital efficiency, basically making sure your capital is working as efficiently as it can. Sounds like with this vault and AI powered rebalancing, it's moving your capital into different pools, LP positions, lending and borrowing to get you the best yield, is what that sounds like to me. There's a lot of hype around Magma Finance. I've been seeing all sorts of, if you go on crypto YouTube, you see Magma a lot in the comment section and different things like that, and strong community behind it. So I've been hearing a lot of hype around Magma if you're into new projects. So interesting stuff there. A lot of projects do very similar things to each other, but now it comes down to basically what makes it the most user friendly, what makes it the most efficient, right? You can do different yield functions manually, whether it's adding liquidity into different places, lending and borrowing pools, and everything you can do to get the best yield on your capital. But this makes it just a little bit easier. And I think that underscores also what Sui's about, right? UX, making a good user-friendly UX and making things very accessible and easy. So interesting one there.
Well said. I couldn't agree more. That's pretty much what I think it does. And, a lot of these DeFi products, they don't really get too crazy. They'll just keep improving the functionality, improving different ways for you to yield, and making it a lot easier. So, yeah, let's take a quick look at Magma Finance. So we launched the app where we can see swap, my position, liquidity, points. Again, points. You know what that means. Points means opportunity.
Means, man. If you know the GPT Joshua X, like is in the corner there, you know what that means. It means it's airdrop time. And whenever you see a leaderboard, a point system, and the token, and they're pre-TGE or they're doing a campaign, a lot of the times means an airdrop. Never drink the Kool-Aid too much and obsess over points, but you definitely want to have some exposure, some track record, because if they do deliver a big airdrop, you want your wallet to be eligible. So definitely I would check out the GPT Joshua Twitter. I'm going to be doing a lot more airdrop stuff in the coming days and weeks because I think there's some cool stuff like this coming out.
Yeah, they launched in February with, a few $1 million in TVL, and now they're up to 16. And we can see some opportunities here, like in Sui, USDT, USDC, 8% APR, which isn't that bad. Sui to Sui, 6%. That's actually good. That's liquid staked Sui, which is VSui and Sui. So you are getting the higher interest rate than the usual, like 3%. So that's double. And, these pools are still early, 115% on Sui USDC. That's really good. So
I have a point to make on that, though, if that's okay,
go ahead.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So for you guys watching at home, of course, that looks attractive, the 115% APY pool. But the difference between that and the other ones previously was they were paired to not the exact same asset, but an asset that tracks the exact same price. So you're not getting the risk of impermanent loss, right? So VSui paired with Sui, right? The prices are always going to be pretty much close to the same, hopefully, right? But for the most part, those prices track each other. Whereas USDC Sui, you're getting, I guess, some sort of risk of impermanent loss, and you will get a higher APY reward for that, right? So
yeah. So this is a important DeFi lesson. If you are going to jump into these pools and you just want like no risk, you go into the VSui Sui pool because you're not gonna. There's no potential loss there. It's just like you're only gonna earn. You're gonna earn interest. You're gonna earn points. While other pools, when it has impermanent loss, that means there's ways for you to lose money in those situations. So we can go through this as an example. So here's your DeFi lesson of the day. Sui USDC. This means you're investing in the Sui USDC pool. This allows people to trade between that pair. Now, if the price of Sui shoots up really quick, you're going to make not that much money. You're not going to make that much money because of that potential impermanent loss because you're holding USDC in that pool. So that's slowing you down. But at the same time, if the price drops dramatically, you're not losing as much. So ideally, in this type of situation, you want to be in the Sui USDC pool if we're kind of chopping sideways in the chart. So yeah, if we're like, like just moving slowly up or down, this is where you're going to get the most value.
Perfectly said. To anyone who's new to adding liquidity into pools, if you're seeing this for the first time, you are likely to be most attracted to the one with the highest APR, right? To get a faster return on your money, of course. But something a lot of new users may not know is exactly what Dan just explained. Well said, Dan. And then there's another one for USDT, USDC, right? Above, I believe. And again, those are ones that track each other. So if you might see like 8-9% APY, and it's like, oh, that's boring, but that's actually pretty solid. So yeah, that is the liquidity lesson of the day.
Yes. Now, just to quickly learn from these opportunities. So there's the TVL is 650K, APR is 115%, volume is $396 with $96,000, and the fees are $800. So if let's say you add $650,000 and you double the TVL there, you won't be making 115% APR. You'll be making half of that because the volume hasn't increased. So for you to really cash in, you want to see higher volumes here.
Exactly.
So that briefly goes over it, but I don't see anything as far as AI and liquidity management yet. So I think they haven't fully
Deployed.
deployed that product yet. It could still be in beta. So for right now, it just looks like an exchange where you can add liquidity, and we'll have to wait and see for those new products coming out, because that's a complex product. You do not want to launch too early there. You don't want to be rushing to launch a DeFi product
Exactly.
and lose all the momentum you built through like a
Yeah.
hack or like some kind of vulnerability.
Exactly. Exactly. So there you have it, guys. Magma Finance, something that you see a lot. There's a lot of different places that you can do this, honestly, but an intriguing new player to the game. They have been able to attract a respectable amount of liquidity, and they've been able to earn the #1 spot on Sui's Hackathon leaderboard list. So I think that is something that's to take notice of, and something that's respectable. So who do we have at #2?
We have Pismo Protocol. So Pismo, a composable perpetuals exchange, features a unified account model, shared LP base, move native account objects, built for flexibility, composability, and real-time trading. So what do we think that means?
Composable perps exchange featured in unified account models, shared LP base. Well, anytime you see perpetuals exchange, you think of leverage, and you think of things like, let's say, Hyperliquid, or things like um, Camino, right? It's on chain perpetuals exchange, and the flexibility, composability, and real time trading, I think, just means that it's probably has a really good oracle, or it's tracked close to the price. When you're doing things on chain, you have to approve transactions. Maybe they have functions for your trades to be a lot faster, because when it comes to trading, especially high leverage, timing is very important, and a few moments could potentially change or impact how your trade
Yeah.
goes and everything like that. So
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
don't think
think
we
that
have to.
means. I don't know.
I think we have a little too much buzzwords. I'm sorry, it's a little too much, but it's a perps
Yeah.
exchange. It's a perps exchange because we know. Yeah, you're saying like move native account objects. Well, yeah, you're built on Sui. You're gonna have that move. They're gonna have move objects there, built for flexibility, composability, and real time trading, which is what you can expect from a perps exchange. So we're not trying to light you up here. We're just saying
Yeah.
you went a little too far on the language. Like just tell us why people should use this. So just a little feedback there. Pismo Protocol, decentralized perpetuals exchange on the Sui blockchain. Trade, earn, and build with Pismo. So yeah, they have two products here. Trading Vault. Let's look into that. It's still very early stage, as you can kind of tell from the UI. Earn. So it looks like they might have a points program. This still says test. So we're very, very early here. And let's see, Vault Management. So again, we're so early that not everything is really cleaned up. They probably just work on the functionality. This still looks like testnet tokens, so they might not be live yet. And they even have this admin stuff, which they probably should not have here. So still a little early, and it's something to watch. Now, if you are in perpetuals trading, I think the popular ones are Bluefin. I think Zoe Finance by the Pseudo Finance guys launched one too. There's a handful of stuff that you can do on Sui. So there are some competitors, so you have to really have something unique to bring in that community.
Yes, because you see a lot of the same things, being repeated across different protocols, and they try to be 1% better than the last one. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. There are places where you can go ahead and trade perps on Sui. So something to keep in mind. But then it gets interesting when they talk about point system, reward system, or potential airdrop, as we love over here at King.
Yes. Yeah, so if you see a product you like and a community being built around that's you get along with, that creates a lot of opportunities. So we're not discounting anything here. We're saying like this is what they're doing, and if you like it, there's an opportunity.
Exactly.
So that's it.
All right, let's check
That's
out.
as much as we could do there. Yeah.
Yep.
Number
Let's
3.
see what's number 3.
MizuPay. MizuPay unlocks liquidity from Bitcoin by allowing users to mint MZUSD stablecoins with LBTC. stake them to earn yield, and access upfront USDC payments for real-world payments. So that, on the surface, sounds pretty good. Any thoughts, Josh?
Like an LST.
So LBTC is Lombard Bitcoin. Now, Lombard Bitcoin is a pretty big player when it comes to onboarding Bitcoin. They're available on the Sui blockchain. I think they might be available on more too, but they allow you to bring native Bitcoin onto the Sui blockchain so you can use it for DeFi. Now, the
Okay,
MizuPay side of things is stablecoin. So let's just say MizuPay, initially they work with stable coins where you can stake them to earn yield, access upfront USDC payments for real-world payments. So it seems like an off-ramp.
Okay.
Not too exciting. Not I think there's a limited amount of opportunity when it comes to, like, all right, it's an off ramp where you can earn yield, and I feel like that's one of the most riskiest things in crypto, as we've seen many different off ramps or crypto to credit cards or debit cards. There's been some bad situations lately, so best of luck to you guys. But my interest is kind of low on that. Josh.
Yeah, I mean, not too much to say on that from my side. I would like to look a little bit deeper, I guess, off stream, and see some of the intricacies of how it functions and how it works. I just didn't know. I just don't have enough background info on them, and that wasn't
Yeah.
enough upfront to really give me enough information. Really, I know IKA is bringing Bitcoin, native Bitcoin, onto Sui as well, or that's part of what they do in their mission. As well as a few of these other protocols. I can't remember the name of that other one. We met them in Dubai, actually. But yeah, bringing native Bitcoin on chain onto the Sui blockchain. Find that interesting. Just need more info. I don't have too much to say about them.
Yeah, they don't have an X account yet. They don't have a website. I think they're still all in testnet. So they only have a link to their YouTube video from the Sui Overflow session where they're explaining how everything works, how you turn idle BTC into yield-powered something. I don't know. It's covered up there. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. MizuPay,
Oh,
idle
sorry. Yeah,
BTC.
you're
If you
looking
have
at
your
that. Yeah.
Bitcoin, just sitting around, you can go ahead and get more out of it. Earn these USDC payouts. I think that's interesting. Again, I just need more information. That's something that you kind of want to go over the white paper, go over everything. And of course, there's more to it than just the white paper, but you want to get as much info as you can if you are going to go ahead and use this with large amounts of capital, right? So
Right, of course. So you don't want to be too early to these types of platforms. You want to make sure
exactly.
you can trust it if you are holding your
Exactly.
Bitcoin there, because a lot of these products don't last a long time. They don't last a long time. So you want to be very careful. You don't want to go all in. You want to, like, use what you can afford to lose. It's kind of terrible, but we haven't seen many DeFi products in the Bitcoin space last very long, and people's trust is kind of shaken ever since Celsius, BlockFi, the
Yeah.
collapse of that stuff. So I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. But I do like a lot of the things that are going on with the Sui ecosystem overall, and just the UX and the experience and the unity within that. Someone said, "Is it just me or does Josh sound soft?" Maybe I can go ahead and turn the
I think
volume up
yeah.
from this end.
I
Did
think
you find that
just
on
probably
your
the
side?
microphone placement. I have the audio pumped up, so we can pump up the
I can turn
volume
it up.
on your side.
I can turn up the volume of the mic. I'm just
All
gonna
right,
do that on my
let us
side.
know if the
You can carry on.
audio
You can
was
carry on while you do
balanced.
that. Yeah, you can carry on
Okay.
while I do that. It'll just take a second.
Thanks for the note, though. We do want to make sure
Yeah,
the
I appreciate that.
experience for you guys are good. So yeah, always let us know if there's an issue with the technical stuff, and we can always improve it. So we'll jump into fourth place, Kamo Finance. Kamo Finance is a permissionless yield trading protocol with yield tokenization, a time decay AMM, and V33 tokenomics, making DeFi yield more liquid, tradable, and ecosystem aligned. So on the surface, it sounds like it is a little more advanced for a DeFi protocol with yield trading. So if you know yield trading, you might know Pendle, where you trade the potential yield in the future for the principal now or vice versa. It's a little complicated. It has a small audience, but it just allows more yield farming, more trading, more uh, a larger variety of DeFi products that can be traded. So that is my initial impression with V33. I believe it's like staking and inflation. I don't know how to simplify V33. Can you help with that, Josh?
V33.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't really go in depth.
I feel like
on
no
that.
one can. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. How is
Yeah.
my volume now? Any difference? Does it sound better?
It sounds more solid to me. So let us know in the comments, please.
How is this? Can you hear the difference when I do this?
Not really, but I have headphones and they're kind of pumped up.
Here we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is that too loud?
A little too loud. You're peaking a little bit.
All right. How's this?
I think it's low. Well, let's see. Let's test. We'll test it out. So let's jump into Kamo Finance and yeah, this is what we see here. Unlocks liquidity, maximize returns. Doesn't. There we go. Sorry, got to zoom out a little so you can see everything.
Whoa! Look at that TVL. 3.05 billion. 3 billion.
That can't
TVL.
be right. That might be Sui.
Is that
might
real?
just be Sui in general.
That's got to be Sui because trading volume 45 billion in trading volume.
Yeah, for a new platform, no. That's it's. I think it's all of Sui.
What in the what in the world? It looks like there's live stats underneath. 24 hours. Interesting. If those numbers are real, then it's crazy.
Let me look up DeFi.
Because how much is Sui's TVL? If just this protocols is over 3 billion.
Maybe it's off across multiple chains, because Sui is at 1.8 billion. So this, unless it's like those template numbers, it could be those template numbers because they're so early. 93 followers, so it could be like placeholders.
Come on, definitely a placeholder. But damn, like even just at the placeholder stage, they're up here. But yeah, my bad. I won't roast. I'm not hating. Let's go ahead and see what they got.
Because they're building. We want to support builders. We don't want to like shut them down this early. We want to share our initial thoughts and like maybe ways they can be successful. So because we're also here to be early, to find those opportunities.
Exactly.
So as for DeFi products, this is how Kamo works. Yield tokenization. Transform any yield-bearing asset by separating its yield in principle. So this is Pendle, if you're familiar with that.
Right.
It's kind of complicated, and I personally don't use Pendle that much just because of those complications, but I was yield farming a lot like a year ago on it.
Right.
Kamo AMM, a specialized automated market maker optimized for yield trading, featuring concentrated liquidity, a dual fee structure, and minimal impermanent loss. So, all right, makes sense. This is kind of like those more advanced DeFi products you can find in DeFi generally. So it'd be nice to see that on Sui. Lock Kamo to gain a stake in the protocol and earn various benefits. So this is kind of a map. I know it's hard to read, but we'll pass on that. I do like this the fusion stable returns.
Yeah, simple. Just like we did at the
exactly. That was kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
They have that. Yeah. I do like that. This is my favorite piece of art on the page.
Yeah. I don't mind the branding.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar, as the Kamo is this duck, and this otter, I think
that's
is another. Hadel, that's what it is. It's the DeFi platform on Sui. So it looks like they're partnering their liquidity with Hadel for access to it. So
I like that graphic there.
Yeah. It's good. It's a really good drawing.
Yeah, I like
they
that
did
graphic.
Not use AI for that. That's
a good partnership. Yeah, it's a good partnership graphic. It's funny.
So I can appreciate that. Let's see. It looks like you can connect your wallet, but the platform isn't quite. Oh, maybe it is. Let's see. Launch app. Maybe they are getting this from. Hado liquidity one. No, this is placeholders. The liquidity is 1 million on all of these. So a little too
Yeah,
early, but something
this is
you might
quite
want to
early.
watch. Yeah.
Something you might want to watch. A strong sign that I'd like to see for early projects is strong partnerships. The fact that I guess they're partnered with Hado. Again, we don't even know if that's a placeholder. So this is something that you'd have to do some good due diligence on for you guys out at home. Like, go ahead and join the Discord if they have one, join the Telegram, see what the announcements are, see who's in there. And if they really do have some of these partnerships, that's a huge, green flag. I mean, we're already seeing them on this leaderboard here for new projects, and they're being trusted by some other top projects such as Hadel. That's a good sign for me. And potentially you can be super early. So a lot of the time, the earlier the better, depending on how their launch structure is. But if they're having an airdrop, the earlier you're farming, the better, and the potential, advantage you have over new users coming in. And if Sui themselves is sort of vouching them, and if Hadel's vouching for them, that's a positive sign, bottom line.
Yeah. So they could have some traction. They're building something. So something to watch. I just became follower 94, so I do feel pretty early.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's see. So that covers the DeFi section of the top 4 winners in that space. And now we get into the DGEN track. We might see a little more risky products out here. So the DGEN track entries explored the frontier of crypto culture, combining token experiments, memetics, as in memes, and next-gen user engagement to reshape what's possible in Web3.
I love that next-gen user engagement.
Yeah. They hyped it up, but that actually sounds really good. So in first
well, that's
place,
like SocialFi, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So in first place we got Moonbags, the Moonbags token launchpad. Okay, so already I got pump fund in mind. As you said, token launchpad. I was like, okay, we got a pump fund coming. OnSuite rewards both creators and traders by sharing trading fees during the bonding curve phase and post-DEX listing, transforming launch to rug into launch to earn. So
right away, that pump fund.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's pump fund's
fund
latest
with more
feature
restrictions.
With more restrictions, and pump funds, one of their more recent features that they rolled out that has been a big hit for creators and teams is that shared revenue. So they're launching, and they have that at the forefront as one of their leading features for token creators, that they're getting those fees shared with pump fund. You see how much pump fund gets in fees and how much creators have been potentially making even post-launch. I'm sure they're probably going to have their own decks similar to Pump Swap, and pretty much devs have been able to earn a lot more. So that's interesting. I feel like a lot of these, Pump Fund playbook formula sort of protocols, everyone sort of, if I'm going to go DGEN into some plays, I just go to Pump Fund itself or look at projects that are going from that. I'm someone who actually likes to go to the original a lot of the time. So off the rip, that's my thoughts on that. But I guess Sui itself doesn't really have a industry leader or something as big as Pump Fund for Sui. So that's something worth looking at, but probably not something that I would, to be honest, end up using or aping into a bunch of, new shit coins coming out from that. That's just my take. What do you think, though?
Same. But I think it's good that Sui has those products available if people want to use it.
Yeah.
Just because I think it just needs to, a broader range of products for people to get involved and build up the trading volume. Because, a lot of traders, they're going to pick a chain based on where the activity is. So you want to see some trading volume to see some activity. Now, this is DeFi Llama, and we are sorted by 24-hour DEX volume. We see ETH at 1 billion, Solana at 1.7, Binance Smart Chain or BNP Chain at almost 6 billion, Base at 520 million, Arbitrum 120, Hyperliquid 250, Sui 286. So Sui is doing pretty good. It is in the top 10 for trading volume, but if you want to attract the DGENs, if you want to attract the developers, that kind of goes hand in hand. You got to have these products for those people, which is why this is in the DGEN track.
Yes, 100%. Well said. Well said.
So
all right,
going into their site real quick. Launch token earn Sui. So it is a token launchpad. Still too early, so I don't think the app is available. Let's see. Oh, okay, it is available,
Looks
so you can.
quite clean. I do kind of like the UI,
Yeah.
at least on that landing page.
Mhm, mhm. So
I
we
like the
have
UI.
some new tokens in their bonding curve. We are not promoting these, but we're just saying this is what the platform looks like.
Yeah.
It is a cleaner version of Pump Fun.
Yeah, I like the UX. I like the design. And you know what? You did mention something interesting. If we do, or rather, when we do have a really exciting or high volume Sui season, and people are aping into, different meme coins and new altcoins that are launching on Sui heavily, then this could potentially, see a run or a lot of usage if it ends up being that cornerstone launch pad for
Right.
Sui. So I think that's something to speculate on potentially. Maybe not something that I would speculate on or put a big bet in, but
Mhm,
I
mhm.
think it's definitely something to look at. And if Sui has a big alt season, this could be really hot. So it's definitely worth a look.
And I just want to warn people, like nothing against the platform, but it's some people can manipulate the numbers when they launch a token. So this isn't the platform's fault, but we know that you can airdrop to anybody on Sui. So if we see something like holders 82,000, they probably got an
Exactly.
airdrop. I don't think 82,000 people bought this coin when the other coins have like a couple hundred holders.
Well, you can see right away 82,000 holders, but 184,000 market cap, right? That
Right,
doesn't
right.
make sense. So right
Exactly.
away, you can see if there was some sort of manipulation. It's very easy to go ahead and do, a batch transaction or an airdrop
Hmm,
on
hmm.
Sui. You can even do this on regular EVM quite easily. Looks
Yes.
like my camera. Maybe my
You,
camera. I don't know.
you got a little blurry there. But yeah, so if you are going to get into meme coins, understand that it can be manipulated and it comes with a lot of risk. And you can do it for fun, but you want to be in the game for a long time and not for a short time. So
Exactly.
build, invest for the long term, gamble a small amount if you got that itch.
Agreed.
So
Agreed. My camera disconnected. I'm just fixing that up. Enjoy
no
the
worries.
avatar for now. But moving on.
No, moving on. Second place, Kensei. Kensei is an all-in-one social and governance layer for crypto communities. Okay, so it looks like, community tools. It would be great for off-brand crypto. Our community, feel free to join. The link in the description. Like the Kennel Council and Litter Box Syndicate, offering token-based forums, bonding curve liquidity, multi-chain staking via wormhole, and AI agents that help tokens grow, govern, and go viral. I like this. I like this as a creator, as someone in a community. This might not be for everybody because it's very specific. So, something I would like to learn more about. I'm going to follow them. Follower number 23, no links yet and no posts
Nice.
yet. So they're very early. But yeah, this would be SocialFi on Sui. Any thoughts on Kensei?
Well, Social Fi honestly has a lot of mind share. Funny enough, because that's what they focus on is the mind share.
Mhm,
But Social Fi, I think, is a very interesting new sector. It has a lot of hype, and it makes sense. And when it really picks up, can really snowball and sort of
mhm,
spread like wildfire. You see what's going on with GiveRep, for example, right?
mhm,
And then of
mhm.
course we had those other Social Fi projects on different chains. Of course, Kaito, Yapio on Arbitrum. So if this can really become that social fi, or at least a competitor in the social fi space on Sui, they're already being recognized by that leaderboard there, I think can be a great opportunity. And I think it's easy for a lot of, the current active users to get behind and know what it's about and participate in. So that's my thoughts on Kensei. I think it
Okay,
could
okay.
be interesting and worth a look. I'm going to go ahead and be follower number 24.
Yeah. So looking for, those new opportunities. Again, very early stage. I think, there isn't a lot of tools for like communities and DAOs, at least on Sui. There are a lot on EVM chains, a couple on Solana. But once you have this, you're again broadening that tool set that people can use to build different products on Sui. So looking forward to that. And moving on to third place, MFC.CLUB. Meme coin launchpad, MFC.CLUB gamifies token creation and competition, offering a streamlined path from concept to community. Okay, I think we got another token launcher. That's pretty much what that is. Oh, sorry, Josh. I think you're muted, or the microphone didn't get set with the change.
There we go. My bad. I had to switch to my laptop camera. It's a lot worse, but the show must go on there. It disconnected from my camera for some reason. Restream has been a little bit weird, but Meme Coin Launchpad looks like we got another Launchpad. 12 followers. The arena where meme coins battle for supremacy. One stage, 1,000 watching. Legends born. Building on Sui. So
okay, yeah. There's no
information
yet.
I was gonna say the information is very thin.
Yeah.
It's a battle royale. Instead of launching, could we read that tweet real quick?
Oh yeah, MFC.CLUB at
instead of launching into
instead of launching into silence, tokens compete in timed tournaments for prize pools and community glory. We're turning fragmented attention into focused excitement, creating stories that build empires.
Interesting. Move my screen over here.
Unfortunately, no website yet, no application we can look into. So it's more of a concept. I'm sure they have a demo during the Sui Overflow YouTube demonstration, but we're going to skip that. We're going to skip that. And I think it's just like a more advanced version of Pump.Fun where, only a few tokens can launch at a time. So I think that's what their angle is. Could be good, could be bad. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, interesting.
All right, we'll go to into fourth place. Objection AI. In Objection AI, an Ace Attorney-inspired courtroom game. All right, I know this game. Players cross-examine opponents to determine if they're human or AI, staking Sui, earning rewards, and showcasing how blockchain can fuel interactive entertainment, identity verification. So if you know that Ace Attorney game, that's kind of what it is, but on the blockchain.
I've never played that.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can find it. I forgot I never played it either, but
I've never played that. Maybe if you understand what Ace Attorney is, it clicks and makes more sense to you right away.
Yeah, literally Ace Attorney. It is Ace Attorney. It's just called Ace Attorney.
Like, how does the game work?
So it looks like wait a minute. Did it just hold on. So I think they put the wrong website. If this is the real thing, that makes it a little more interesting. If it's actually the official game that is on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, by the way. So this is pretty old.
Okay.
And Xbox One. Let's see. So Objection.
I was never
AI,
in the Ace Attorney community.
I wasn't. Did I not have it up? Sorry. So here we go.
No, you didn't.
Ace Attorney. That's right. Ace Attorney TV, hosted by Phoenix Wright. Available now. Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows. So that's what the Sui website linked to here. Oh no. The reference in Objection AI, an Ace Attorney inspired courtroom game. So they're referencing it.
Inspired.
Yeah, so I messed up there. So they're just inspired by that. And this is just a game to determine if someone is real or AI, and you have to stake Sui to play the game. So not bad. Still got to try it in practice and see what kind of traction they pick up.
Interesting.
Man, they went overboard.
Never played that game.
So
Objection.
I think they went overboard on June 14. Like June 14, this is when all our tweets go out. We're not gonna pace it out. We're just gonna launch all our tweets on June 14.
And then nothing else. There's no links to their Telegram or their Discord.
Yeah, nothing.
I'm wondering how they got on this list. To be honest with you, like, I'm not trying to hate on any of the projects on these lists. Some of them seem a little bit obscure. I mean, when you see that all the tweets on one day, no link to the website, no link to the Discord, to me, at least, even if it's just starting off from the ground up, have some sort of information or a landing page or something, a small chat community where people could at least see what's going on, ask questions.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Anytime I'm doing due diligence on a new project, you want to be able to do as much research as you can or have some research materials for your potential investors or users, right? So I see it on this list. I'm like, okay, This is potentially a bullish news Sui play. This actually makes me intrigued from the building side of things. I feel like there's definitely a lot of room for new projects on Sui. Goes to show, I'm excited to see some of these things develop and deploy, but
Hmm.
definitely early. So maybe just some background connections or partnerships that are going on that we as users may not be seeing, just like kind of how we saw, I think it was Kamo with Hadel and different things like that. And a lot of the stuff, even on that website, we're still in placeholder mode. So
Hmm.
that's something to keep in mind.
I mean, even having a placeholder is nice, just so like, all
Yeah,
right, we
at
know what to
least, yeah.
expect.
But then this one didn't really have any placeholders or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like that just makes it a little bit harder for the user to get information, just a little bit of feedback from my end.
Yeah, so a little early. Well, we'd like to try the game once it becomes available to see if, like, all right, will people have a good time with this? Because I know when I'm on X, I'm looking at some people's tweets and I'm thinking, is this a real person or AI? And I kind of look through their
Yeah,
tweets and like, if they're tweeting this much, like this is AI.
potentially, right? And
Hmm.
you can kind of start to get a feel for that. And
Hmm.
now, so what it seems like to me with this Ace Attorney game is that they're, at least at this point, maybe sort of just relying on the people that recognize what Ace Attorney is, and they kind of already get an idea of what this is going to be like. But for me, a user like me who's never played Ace Attorney, you know, and I'm trying to learn more information, it makes it tough when there's limited resources. So
Yes.
yeah, that's the last I can really say about that one. We can move on
So
unless you have more to
yeah,
say.
no, that's about it. So, again, this is like a hackathon. This might be a team of one person. It could be a couple
Right.
people, and it's hard to devote a lot of time when you're not getting paid, when you don't have the resources to do this. Maybe you're doing this on the side while working a full-time job. So we want to give them that credit for building something while having other obligations as well.
Exactly. Exactly. There's a lot that goes into it, you know, and I respect that.
All right, well, but we just finished the DGEN track. We'll jump into entertainment and culture in a moment, but let's go over some of the comments. What AI trading wallets do you use? I don't think I use any AI trading because there hasn't been anything that proved itself to do really well for AI trading as of yet. But I do use a lot of AI. I use Grok for research.
Right.
BitGet recently launched their AI portfolio analysis bot, which is still
Okay.
limited to people, but it's really, really good, where it gives an opinion of
Really?
what's going on your portfolio, like for all your holdings.
I haven't tested that. Do you have any content around that up yet or not yet?
They gave me early access. I don't know if I can post
Nice.
about it. I'd like
Okay.
to because it's pretty good.
Right.
Um, and if
Some alpha for you guys.
yeah, yeah. But it kind of just gives you guidance, like
Right.
what's doing well, what's not doing well in your portfolio. One of the things that has been doing well is their shorts futures DCA bot, where I'm shorting 5x, but in a trading bot style thing, where it's just kind of picking up different batches as it trades
Okay.
sideways, where you're getting that long-term exposure. You're not just short right now, you're partially short, you still have some fuel to keep adding on if the price goes up. If it goes down, you're taking some profits. Lots of different strategies in this market, but there's a lot of coins I don't believe in, so that makes it easy.
So that sounds like some good range bound trading sort of thing,
Exactly,
right? Where you can
exactly.
sort of scalp profits when we're trading within a range. Honestly,
Yes.
when we have crab markets and we have like a pretty solid range for extended amount of
Hmm.
time, there's a lot of money to be made if you know how
Yeah.
to do that, or better yet, if you have a really good bot like that where you can set the parameters or whether it has really good parameters for that. So definitely something that's worth a look. I personally don't use any AI trading wallets. I do like Telegram wallets. That doesn't really count, but you can use it for things like copy trading. You can use it for things like faster transactions. I primarily use it on Sol. I know we're talking about Sui, but I use
Hmm.
things like Trojan, and I recommend wallets like that. What's the leading Sui trading Telegram wallet? Is there one or like
There might be,
a
there might
larger
be,
one?
but I don't use it either. I like I like being on the website. I'm very old school with this. I don't like having to like
Nice.
open a bunch of windows on my phone.
Fair say, fair say, fair say. Well, yeah, I don't use any AI trading wallets, but just like Dan mentioned, I think we're yet to see a true industry leader in that exact sector that actually outperforms the market or performs really well for an extended amount of time or apes into like some of the best new launches, things like that. So I'll stay on the lookout for that, but nothing on my radar just yet.
Okay. All right. We'll also use this opportunity for shilling ourselves. Feel free to follow us and like this stream. That'll really help us out as we're trying to grow the audience. So also ask any questions. We'll answer them between segments.
100%.
Okay, entertainment and culture. Projects in this track reimagined how users experience culture, creativity, and community on chain, turning technical complexity into intuitive, engaging platforms. And in first place, as we both know, GiveRep, a social reputation and rewards platform, gamifies positive engagement on X using AI and blockchain to surface and incentivize meaningful contributions in the Sui ecosystem.
Okay, now we're talking, right? Now we're talking. GiveRep, big platform. They've really been cooking for a while. It's funny that they put them there and there was a SocialFi project in a different category because I believe GiveRep also falls under SocialFi for sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely with their X engagement and things like that, reward system for engagement and making tweets, different things like that. Definitely the industry leader on Sui for SocialFi, in my opinion, as it currently stands today on this very date. You could see right away 254,000 followers, tons of engagement. There's been tons of tweets made about them. They've went trending on X multiple times, and they are the industry leader in that. So definitely something to watch. You can still go ahead and farm points, I believe, earn reps as they call it. So definitely bullish on that. SocialFi, I think, is a solid sector for right now. It's trending, and yeah, that's my thoughts on GiveRep. It has a thumbs up for me.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty much like Kaito, but a little more casual because you're not just farming engagement. You have to get engagement from like registered users. So there is like a little more. It is a different system, but you actually have to earn those from people that say, like, I support this. You have to @GiveRep that person. It's kind of like you guys liking this video, so that always helps out.
I like that. So yeah, guys, go ahead and smash that like button. Helps this video and this alpha get out to more and more people, bringing more people into the Sui ecosystem. The more y'all like this, the bigger the Sui ecosystem grows, and the more this alpha spreads around to new users, so that we can get early to these opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to sum that up, if you are a new user and you want to find out like what are some new platforms on Sui, GiveRep is a good place to start because they incentivize people to talk about what's happening there. And if you want to get incentivized too, then you have to start talking about those projects. So this is in the InfoFi sector. As you can see, there are a lot of followers and a lot of competition, but it is a good place to get started on your social journey.
100%. Great tip right there. And you can see what people are talking about and see what projects are, going ahead and making those early strides, because a lot of the times it's those early projects that need communities, that need engagement. They'll go to a place like GiveRep, and it sort of gives you a nice filter, a nice scope for some of the potential early bangers. So that's definitely another good use case for doing research for early projects.
Now, how would you say this? That's how you said. I was going to say Swion. I'm like, okay, but we are in the Sui ecosystem, so that makes a lot more sense.
Exactly.
So Swion transforms on-chain activity into a visually immersive experience using the metaphor of an underwater garden, making abstract blockchain interactions intuitive and artistic. So I'm guessing artistic block explorer. That is my guess on this.
That's pretty cool. Maybe can you pull up the website?
Let's do it. Your Sui okay, you got a big typo here. Activity here. Yeah. Your aquarium. See your on-chain activity as a living, growing aquarium. So I don't think they vibe coded it because that vibe coding would have corrected that.
Yeah. That's actually maybe a good sign. Funny enough.
Yeah, definitely.
But that sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. That makes me think of a little bit different, but Potato, how you kind of have a nice
Mhm.
interface to see different things as far as your on-chain activity. But maybe here it makes it, for instance, I like this, depending on how it's going to be. Think about block explorers if you're a new user to any blockchain or just to crypto in general. Trying to look at a block explorer and track different transactions and wallet addresses can
Mhm.
quickly
Mhm.
become confusing, right? You click on the transaction hash, or am I on the wallet right now, or am I on, what am I looking at, right? For a lot of new
Mhm.
users. So if this potentially makes it easier to track, and maybe it flows and shows like, it's easier to trace transactions, trace wallets, track wallets. I think this could be very interesting. Those are just my initial thoughts off the rip.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I like the vibes in general of like how this looks. Just like very easy to read, very clean. Just not, you don't get too much information,
Right.
but still not much you could do here yet. So we'll be
Doesn't
waiting
seem
to see
so.
what they build. Yeah,
Did you hit explore there at the top? Explore?
yeah.
Is that what
Explore this. It
that's the
brings you
page
up
you're on right
this.
now?
So
Okay.
it gives us information. Blub object one, mint holding at least one blub token. I'm not sure
Uh,
what exactly these
uh,
are. So we go to hippo object holding at least one hippo. I don't know if it's like some kind of game with your wallet. We'll have to wait and see what you can
I'm
do with
not
this.
sure.
I kind of wish they had their X linked up in this, or maybe I'm just not seeing it with how it's laid out. But yeah, I don't think they have any socials yet.
So very early. Very, very early.
Swion,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
they don't have anything for Swion yet. Swion. All right, well, yeah, something to look for.
I mean, it
Just a
got
little
second
weird.
place.
Yeah,
A
that's what
little bit
I
weird.
was questioning about that. I was like, got second
See,
place,
that's
huh?
what I was
All
talking
right.
about with some of these other, yeah, that's with some of these projects there. But someone knows something. A lot of the times in crypto,
Mhm.
things, start getting cooking early before you know about it. The earlier you are, the better. So maybe this is a bit of a cheat sheet, this entire leaderboard, but you're seeing some projects with under, 20 followers and or no socials at all,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I do like projects that build first and then sort of push the socials and or then
Yes.
go ahead and raise some projects, try to raise lots of money first without having anything out, just a white
Mhm.
paper. So I like to see projects that are building first. Seems like they're building something. But yeah, the way they get on these lists is interesting. I'm wondering if they, don't have like a community somewhere like a Telegram or a Discord or X. So
Yeah.
I find that interesting and it's tough to gauge for me. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Especially Aurel, you can't really do anything. They don't explain well. Just things you guys can improve on if these projects are watching. Like you guys got the traction for
yeah.
the hackathon. You placed in it. You got to tweet about it. You got to share what you're building. You got to start building your communities now.
Yeah, I agree totally. Because this is an official Sui hackathon, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, right? And this is
Yeah.
an official Sui leaderboard or ranking for those projects. So that being said, that's still something to keep in mind. These projects still were able to go up there and really impress, whether it's Sui, Missing Labs, the higher ups and the judges over there.
Yeah.
So that's saying a lot in of itself. So I feel like overall, this could be a potential cheat sheet if Sui themselves or the officials are going ahead and vouching for these and
Hmm.
giving them these ranks. I'm not sure how steep or how fierce that whole hackathon was, but still, I think it's definitely worth like keeping an eye on all these projects. Like you saw Dan doing, he's following them. Hey, I'm the 45th follower, or whatever the
Yeah.
case, right? That's like still a bit of a cheat sheet. I think a lot of users would sort of breeze over this, or they see that and like, whatever. I'm not going to take the time to read that.
Yeah.
But you potentially are getting that alpha before a
Yeah.
lot of users,
Yeah. I mean,
right?
you
Especially if
put
they
a
don't have
just
socials. How do people
yeah.
even know, right? How do people even know about it? But Sui themselves are saying it's a solid project,
Yeah.
right? So people don't even know about it. There's no socials, so you could be
They're
super early.
yeah, they're kind of wasting that opportunity. So,
I agree.
I was like, it's we're talking about them, we're looking into them. We want to get the people
Yeah,
excited about what's going on there. And you get there, it's
yeah,
like, store's closed, store's closed. There's nothing here.
pretty much. Pretty much. And as we know in crypto, community is highly important. Community is everything, in my opinion. With no community, you have no token. So maybe they have some sort of long term, I guess internal roadmap as far as how they're going to roll out the community and put it together early.
Mhm.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. but I'll be keeping an eye on all those projects. Do we have more on the list, or
Well, we got more. We got more. I think each one has like 4 places. So kind of a tough name here. Exclusive. You guys tried too hard. You forced it in there.
They forced that one, man.
Exclusive.
They forced that one.
It hurts to say this. I'm sorry. It's just you got to workshop these things, guys. Exclusive is a modular NFT customization and distribution platform that uses Sui's kiosk primitive to enable layered game-like NFT interactions, complete with on-chain store, no-code creator tools, and real-world deployments like Kensei University's campus festival. I don't know what this is yet. I still don't know what this is. I read all that. I have no idea what this thing is. Your thoughts, Josh?
I was really trying to lock in.
Yeah, but I was really trying to lock in.
When I hear a bunch of different directions, plus a mix of the buzzwords, modular, and these different things like that, it's tough to follow. But seems like they do events. They did something at Kensei University. I'm not familiar with that university.
I think it's it sounds like I don't know. I think it's at a Korean university. Yeah, but okay. Well, let's just jump in. Create your dynamic NFT. No code, no hassle. Let's see how it works.
Maybe I'm thinking, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and see. But I was thinking maybe like at events you have NFTs as maybe like passes or different things like that. Tough to follow. Let's see.
NFTs with hierarchical structure. Oh, it's like a NFT generator, which sounds cool. Oh, we got Kensei. So yeah, I guess I'd recommend watching the Sui Overflow demo if you want like a deep dive on what's happening on everything here. But exclusive, let's see if we can try it out. Admin dashboard, connect your wallet, mint and transfer. So modular NFT customization. So yeah, custom NFT maker. We can break that down a little bit. Distribution platform, enabled layer, game-like interactions. Okay, custom NFT maker. Let's go with that. That's what it seems like from looking at the demo very briefly, and that's what we got going on here. All right. I'm also still streaming on TikTok. I think I had to just keep it refreshed. It's like, hey, are you still active? Nice. Are you you're using up all our resources and there's no views. You got to relax, man.
That's pretty funny.
So I think, a custom NFT maker. I like it. I like it a lot. That's kind of the space I think we need to be headed towards. A lot of the NFT collections on Sui don't get too much traction. There isn't a lot of trading volume there. So that could be an opportunity to build out communities, to help people create without needing to be an artist.
I agree. Definitely interesting. I like tools that, empower creators, empower teams, empower founders, things that make it easier, right? You think about Web 2, you think about things like Shopify, go ahead and easy to make an online store. Pump Fund made it super easy to go ahead and launch a token. You could build a community around it. And things like this, if it goes ahead and gets traction, is a tool like developer tools, no-code tools, where regular users without any, let's say programming skills can go ahead and create something that is, promising, or that could have a community around. So I think that's cool.
So I just got to say something real quick. Jiu, what's up? He joined the TikTok. He's like the only one in the chat right now.
That's hilarious.
I'm live streaming on Restream, and I needed to get some credits on TikTok to like stream. So it's gonna be weird because you're only hearing one side of the conversation. I got Josh on the other side.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just long
that's
periods
trippy.
of just me not saying anything.
That's trippy. Shout out to G. Call me a member of Off-Brand Crypto.
Yeah.
Shout out to G. Off-Brand Crypto.
So I have to do one throwaway stream, and then next time I'll be able to stream with Restream to TikTok. So
that's hilarious.
It's gonna be weird. Not the best experience.
Yeah. Well, at least you get it out the way that first time, and then it'll be a lot more seamless the next time.
So fourth place, Numeron, the first fully on-chain AI-powered RPG on Sui, combined smart contract logic and the DGEN engine to deliver a dynamic, decentralized gaming experience. So AI RPG built on the Sui blockchain.
Dub A
Okay.
engine. Are you familiar with the Dub He engine? Dub A?
I don't even know if that's how you say it. I've never heard of this thing before. Move without limits. DGEN engine is an open source, high performance engine for real time, fully on chain move apps. That's very interesting.
That's useful.
Yeah. So while we're just looking at the tool they're used, but let's look at their website. Numeron. This is a testnet. Oh, okay. We got a little
Ooh,
like kind
Pokemon
of like
style.
Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. I like that. I'm always on board.
That's all. I love stuff like that because right away it's sort of recognizable, but it's just always like nostalgic, right?
Yeah.
Heartwarming. I grew up on Pokemon. Like that's like interesting.
Wait, the game's not available yet, and you got a token already? You guys got to relax. You guys got to
See,
relax.
that's like I was talking about earlier in
Yeah.
the stream. You know, projects that will raise money or bring in
Mm-hmm.
capital or have a token before the product. You just better hope the product is good, right? Because then what happens if all this stuff? So I like to see
Yeah.
product first, but
And,
I like that screenshot. That could have easily been made. Like you could make that screenshot. I won't lie. I guess it
yeah.
just depends on if you're keeping up with stuff going on in the background with the team in the community, if they have a
Mhm.
Discord server, a Telegram, but never. I don't. For me, that's usually a red flag. I never like to see lots of liquidity and lots of money being raised and moved around before the actual product is out. So that's just me.
Yeah. So I just want to give a warning. Like, be careful. Hopefully, they'll build something that we like. We want to be careful here. We don't want to like invest too early. We don't want to be the first ones here. You know, you can add a chatbot to anything. You can add a marketplace for anything. You can make these Pokemon style games very easily. There's just templates. And then you can also launch a token very easily. Now, I'm not saying that this is a scam or anything, but we want to be careful. We do not want to be early to anything that isn't going to be here a year from now. So I'm hoping that they build something unique that new users like that helps onboard people into crypto. But I'm gonna take a step back and wait to see some more building.
Does it show that TVL in the all data? Can you scroll down a little bit?
Yeah.
Does
So
it
it
show
shows the
TVL?
market cap at $7.7 million, up 50%. Trading volume
Damn.
trading volume at 17,000. So
17K.
that's pretty low. That's pretty low.
Then what's the liquidity like?
Probably pretty low if it pumped 50% with that much
50% on
volume.
17,000 volume.
That's not,
Like,
yeah,
I was wondering what the
right,
ratios are like for that liquidity pool.
right,
That's
right. See,
interesting.
those
Yeah,
are
I'm
great questions to ask because those are a lot of red flags, right?
a ton of them right away.
Mhm.
And if you are a little bit seasoned in DeFi or just how liquidity pools work, you know that those numbers are a little funny. So I wonder what those ratios are like, at least in the liquidity pool. There's different strategies and stuff like that when it comes to
Yeah,
liquidity.
and
But
honestly, this
7
could be
million market cap
placeholders.
is pretty high. That very well could be placeholders. These are very early projects, but that's interesting. I don't know. I guess maybe
Yeah,
we can check Dex Screener later on and see if they
yeah,
have their token
because it
there.
says
But
interactions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm hoping it's just placeholders.
me too. Me
Let's
too.
see.
So that's very interesting. My mind is really opening up as far as the startup game in
Mhm.
different ways in these hackathons. They're able to go ahead and put on a display for Sui themselves and the blockchain,
Yeah.
even with very little out there for the community to see. They're still able to go and impress the Sui team beforehand. So that's very interesting to me. And I next time I'm gonna pay even closer attention to the next hackathon that we go to.
Yeah. So, there are opportunities to build on Sui, to be early, and they just keep growing. So, these hackathons, you win money because you built something, and you also get support from like a lot of projects in the ecosystem. So, if you are interested in building on a blockchain, there's always Sui. So,
Exactly.
I'm gonna jump into some of these a little more. Well, Josh, you can take a break. And we're going into explorations. All right. Well, kind of saw my secrets there. NFT prompts. And TikTok live studio app. All right, so we got Explorations. This track brought together experimental use cases and frontier ideas spanning robotics, prediction markets, and digital agreements and playful speculation. So in first place, we got Sui explores physical machine-to-machine coordination using custom hardware, AI, and Sui smart contracts, bringing the future of autonomous robotics closer to reality. So let's see what that looks like. Is this right? Hold on, let me make sure we went to the right links here. Yeah, so that leads us to Plypin HQ, a hope of the Plypins, raise your own personalized embodied AI companion by the Suibotics team. All right, so it looks like we got some hardware here. It has the lifelike emotional digital eyes, and that's the product. You can see they 3D printed it. Nothing against that. It just means, hey, they're actually making this themselves. They didn't just buy some product and white label it, that they're building out the tech for this. So it's interesting. This might just be a more advanced Tamagotchi if you're old enough to understand that. And again, they don't have too many followers yet. They don't have links to what's available, but let's look into the details here. Introducing Playpin HQ, home of Playpins, created by the Suibotics team. Our vision of an interconnected world of physical embodied AI companions start with Playpins that have distinct starter personalities that grow and develop with you. So it's like a digital Pokemon that you have in the real world. Also announcing the first ever Robot Rumble tournament experience. Okay. And that's about it. So we didn't get too much information. We see this demo video. Oh. And I guess it can respond or react to what you say. Sorry, we got something here. Sorry, from Enzo. Sorry to backtrack, but I couldn't find exclusive NFT generator. Can you add the link? Yeah, sure. So if we go to the blog.sui.io, we look for exclusive, and they don't have an X account yet, but their website is here, exclusive.on render. So I don't really know how to bring this up to everybody, but you'll find it there. And yeah, they need an X account. It's something I'm looking forward to. Hopefully they'll start getting some traction soon. Again, opportunity to build. Yeah.
That project sounded interesting. I was listening still with my AirPods. Yeah, it did. I like it. Tamagotchi style.
Yeah. So hopefully this turns into more stuff. I don't know how they're planning to distribute it. You know, anytime you have like physical hardware and you have a lot of people online, it's really hard to get that in the hands of people.
Agreed. Exactly. It's hard getting distribution, but you see the hype of different things. I guess, you know, right now that's trending is Labubu. I'm not sure if you've been following the Labubus. Physical demand for her physical thing. But yeah, it's tough when it comes down to those hardware stuff. I haven't participated pretty much in any hardware sort of cryptos. I know Puff Paw's doing some big numbers. We won't talk about that.
Are they?
That's another chain.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's another chain.
Get into it.
But yeah.
Yeah, actually, save it.
I thought we were keeping this one on. Yeah, keeping this on Sui.
Yeah,
this is a Sui stream. This is a Sui day. You know we love Sui over here at Off Brand, over at Full Value Dan, and over at King Capital. So definitely.
Yeah, actually, I'm in Asia, so it's Sui Day Sunday. That's what I got to call it.
Sui Day Sunday. It'll be Sui Sunday in 1 hour for me over here.
All right.
So.
Yeah, I know it's late for you.
Oh, you're back. Oh yeah, I can tell from your background. You're back in Asia.
Oh yeah, back in Taiwan. I was only in LA for like a week. It's a pretty short trip. I would have liked to stay longer, but we got things to build, guys.
How was that flight?
It's tough. I was, it was premium economy, which isn't that bad.
Oh, okay, premium eco. I thought you were in business.
I got business on the way there using Alaska Miles, 75,000, which was like pretty cheap, and then 50,000 back premium economy. It's hard to get the business class LA to Taipei direct, just that direction for some reason. But premium economy was pretty empty, so that was also really nice. But
That's
again,
nice. That's
14
nice.
hours is like just run out of
14
things to
hours
do.
is 14 hours. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Got to bring the Nintendo Switch. Got to load up some
yeah,
anime.
yeah.
Definitely, definitely. On
But
my
at
way
one
to
point,
Asia,
Mhm.
I'll be in Asia end of August. We're going to be at a few different events and conferences. So definitely, guys, stay tuned for that. I think that's going to be really exciting. Off-brand team is going to be there, boots on the ground, bringing you
Yeah,
some really cool content, a lot of cool stuff for the Sui ecosystem, and
yes.
TBW, different things. I'll be at Token 2049 and a few different conferences. So you're going to want to watch out for that because we're going to be meeting some of these projects and confronting them in person. It's always fun. So
And yeah, we're going to be meeting. We're going to the Sweet Creator event. We're going to meet a couple other Sweet Creators. Let us know who you think we should meet and who we should chat with before that event. But
yes,
it
that
might
would
be
be very
awkward.
helpful.
It might be awkward if like, oh, it's a Sweet Creator. We start talking to them about the upcoming event. And like, what event? You know, if they didn't get invited, that's going to be rough.
That's right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Oh, you didn't
So
make
that's
it.
the one thing.
This conversation's
That's
over
too
then.
bad. That's too bad. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that.
So I
All
know
right,
it's
what
late
else you
on
got
your
there?
side. We
I was
just
gonna say.
finished the entertainment and culture. We knocked out the two different sections. There are a couple more to go, but I think
Oof.
maybe we call it for now. So
We
I
call it for
covered
now.
AI and cryptography. We did DeFi, DGEN, entertainment and culture. They still have four more in each category: explorations, infra and tooling, payments and wallets, programmable storage, university award winners. That is a lot. No need to jump into all of that. I feel like we knocked out a good amount on this stream, and we could knock out more in the future. But I think
Yeah.
we went over the products like retail users can actually get involved with that they might want, and if they might want to.
100%. I personally think it's worth potentially doing a part two. I know
Oh yeah.
some of these projects we may not have a whole ton of information about and weren't able to dive too deep on. But one thing for you guys watching at home, keep in mind again, as I mentioned earlier, Sui themselves are vouching for them in a way by them placing in their hackathon. These are projects
Mhm.
that they believe showed out the most in these presentations. So I feel like that alone is something to watch and something that makes a project worth a look. So definitely I wouldn't fade these projects and at least keep an eye on some of them because you may see that alpha or that catalyst that's like, okay, yes, this is something I want to focus on or build wallet history on or
Right.
potentially even invest in that could end up doing big numbers for you. So keep that in mind. And I think that being said, a part two would be worthwhile
Oh,
going
absolutely.
over. Who knows? Maybe we find a true diamond in the rough very early. And that's why I like doing things like this.
All right, quick recap. What was your favorite project of the list from things we went over today?
Okay. Again, the information was very limited on some.
Mhm.
Tamagotchi thing seemed fun. I like the art with that Pokemon stuff, but once again, a lot of placeholders there, not a lot of information for us. All we really know is that they were able to impress the Sui judges over at the
Mhm.
hackathon. I feel like none of these projects really had enough info for me to say, hey, this one's a banger. Hey, this one is my number one. So I don't want to
Mhm.
go ahead and hail any project that way because, again, the information was very limited pretty much across all of them. What we do know is that the judges liked those projects.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's the most I'll say on that. So really not enough information for me to have a definitive winner. How about you?
Yeah. Well, if anyone wants like further background, they did a live stream with each of these teams. It's like over 3 hours, I think, because you know it's a
Yeah,
lot of projects, a short amount of time where they get to
exactly.
demo it. So you might get a little more feel if you watch that. You get to find out a little bit about the founder, the team. Maybe you can like, are there some red flags in what they're saying? But for
Exactly.
myself, based on like what we saw today, exclusive. I hate the name. One, I hate the name. Worst name, but most interesting project for like custom NFTs.
Yeah, custom NFTs
Yeah.
and creator tooling, I think, is always pretty cool.
Mhm.
Actually, sorry, I do have a number one just because they're the most proven. I got to say, GiveRep. They have
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of traction.
yeah.
My number one will be GiveRep. They're on that list too. They came to the hackathon too. They already definitely have a lot of development a lot of hype, a big community, but they're still early. So I got to give it to GiveRep because I believe they've proven themselves the most. Definitely a low-hanging fruit for your question there. But I think, InfoFi is trending. They're doing a good job. They've been able to garner a lot of traction. So if any of those, I got to give that.
And honestly, GiveRep is the most impressive, but because it was actually started by just one person. He built it all out himself, and he's still continuing to build. He has the largest following, and it has immediate product market fit. Everyone wants to market their projects. People want to earn something. You're bridging that gap.
Exactly.
But I'm still going to say Exclusive, worst name, most interesting project coming up.
I like that. Creator tooling, very dope. Can potentially be, who knows, a catalyst for a bunch of bangers coming out on Sui in the future.
Yes. All right. That's it. So closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Thank you, everyone, for listening, whether you're watching on Full Value Dan, King Capital, or TikTok, even wherever you're at. Be sure you go ahead and like this stream so we can get the alpha out to more and more people. If you want to chat with us or just go ahead and see what we're doing in real time, I recommend joining the off-brand Discord. The link is in the bio, I believe. We're doing a lot of fun stuff there. Subscribe to King Capital. Helps me a lot. It's a new channel. This is my third stream now, I believe, and can't wait to get into more alpha. We're probably going to come with a part 2, and we have just a lot of fun content planned for you guys, so definitely keep it locked.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks everyone for watching. Join the Discord. Maybe we'll do like a poker night or a golf night there. There's like activities where we're going to test out different ways to chat and engage with the community, so don't miss it.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch you on the next one. Oh, and thank you, Enzo. I see you. Hard Nike.
Enzo.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks for everyone chatting. This is now the behind the scenes. This is the if you caught this, amazing. This is the Avengers end scene. This is us just talking until we can hit end stream to make sure YouTube and all the different streams catch up. And we have to go like 30 seconds.
Before you do, just for my short, can you post Enzo's comment there? I'm gonna clip farm from this hard ass Nike Tech, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Hold on.
Now you muted me.
No, I want to get out of the way.
Okay, I appreciate you. It was just for the little clip farm because I'm gonna make a short out of it. Appreciate you, man. Nike Tech, shout out to Champ Sports. I actually used to work at Champ Sports. Went ahead and got the Nike Tech. That's it. Just wanted to clip farm that. Thank you, Dan. Just wanted to post it for a second.
You got it. Now I gotta leave. We still gotta go another 30 seconds so it catches up.
Another 30 seconds. Quick alpha. Off-brand crypto. There is going to be a banger coming out real soon on chain. Can't say too much info. If you've been listening all the way to here, just know that it's coming soon. You're gonna want to be in the off-brand Discord to get it first. And that's all I gotta say on that. And shout out to Enzo, man. Enzo, real recognize real.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess it was almost closed out here. Last one. Where to go for NFT generator? Any link? NFT generator for exclusive. Yeah, you got to look at exclusive or look at the Sui Overflow Hackathon winners. If you're talking about the one we're working on, still in the works. But
more on that
still
later.
Too early. All right, we're hitting end stream now. Right. Hopefully you cut this part. If not, all right.